Have you ever wondered why two people can live in the same world, face the same challenges, and still end up with completely different lives? Why one grows and one stays stuck? Why one becomes stronger and the other becomes smaller? Here is the truth that most people never hear. Your life is not shaped by luck. It is not shaped by talent. It is not shaped by the people around you. Your life is shaped by one thing you do every single day without even thinking about it: your choices. And the most shocking part is this: the choice that changes your life is usually a small one, a simple one, a quiet one, but it can change everything. Today I want you to listen with your heart, not just your mind. I want you to hear the words that you have avoided for too long. What I will tell you is not to make you feel good, it is to help you wake up. Because once you understand the truth about choice, you will never look at your life the same way again. You will see your patterns, your fears, your habits, your excuses, and the things that have been controlling you in silence. And you will finally understand something important. You are not stuck, you are not broken, you are not unlucky. You are simply choosing the same life every day, sometimes without knowing it. But after today, you will know. And once you know, everything can change. Let us begin with something simple. People think they make choices with logic. They believe they decide with reason. But the truth is that most choices are emotional. Your brain wants comfort. Your brain wants safety. Your brain wants the easy path. It does not care about success. It does not care about growth. It cares about keeping you away from fear and discomfort. So when you face a hard decision, your brain will whisper the same message every time. Stay where you are. Do what is familiar. Avoid the pain. And this quiet message is what shapes most lives. You say you want to wake up early, but your feelings choose the bed. You say you want to improve your life, but your emotions choose the phone. You say you want change, but your habits choose the past. This is not your fault. It is how the brain is built, but here is the secret. You can train it. You can teach your brain to choose something else. You can teach it to choose the path that makes you stronger instead of the path that keeps you safe. This is the power of conscious choice. But before we go deeper, you must understand the first trap, the trap of comfort. Comfort feels good in the moment. It feels warm, soft, easy, familiar. It asks nothing from you. But comfort has a hidden price. Comfort slowly takes away your energy. It takes away your confidence. It takes away your dreams. It makes your life smaller and smaller until you no longer recognize who you are. Many people stay in this trap for years. They wait for a better moment. They wait for motivation. They wait for a sign. But the truth is that waiting is also a choice, and it is the worst one. On the other side of comfort is discomfort. Discomfort feels difficult in the moment. It feels cold, sharp, heavy, confusing. But discomfort has a gift inside it. Discomfort builds your strength. Discomfort grows your courage. Discomfort creates your future. Every time you choose something uncomfortable but meaningful, you become a little more powerful, a little more alive, a little more like the person you want to become. So, ask yourself, which pain do you want? The short pain of discipline or the long pain of regret? One lasts minutes, the other lasts a lifetime. Now let us look at something even deeper. Many people believe they have no choice. They say they had to work that job. They say they were forced to stay in that relationship. They say they had no option but to repeat the same life every day. But this is not true. You always have a choice. You may not like the better choice. You may fear the better choice. The better choice may feel heavy and painful. But it is still a choice. When people say they had no choice, what they really mean is that the choice they needed was too hard to make. And sometimes, we hide this truth from ourselves because it is easier to believe we are powerless than to admit we avoided responsibility. Responsibility is not blame. Responsibility is not guilt. Responsibility is simply this: my life is in my hands. My future is in my control. My choices shape my world. When you accept this, you stop being a passenger in your life and you start becoming the driver. You stop waiting for something to change and you start creating the change. You stop living by reaction and start living with intention. This is the moment when life stops happening to you and starts happening for you. But even when people understand this, they still get stuck. Not because they are weak, not because they are lazy, but because excuses become their protection. Excuses feel safe. Excuses feel logical. Excuses make us feel less afraid. But excuses are a slow poison. They kill our dreams quietly, softly, without noise. Every time you say you are too tired, too busy, too scared, or not ready, you are telling your future to wait. But the future does not wait forever. And one day you wake up and realize that the time you thought you had is gone. The chance you thought would come again did not, and the person you wanted to become is now far away. Growth is not comfortable. Growth asks you to move before you feel ready. Growth asks you to begin even when you feel afraid. Growth asks you to trust yourself even when your mind is full of doubt. And the hardest part is that growth often feels like failure before it feels like progress. But this is normal. Think of a seed. Before it becomes a tree, it must break. Before it grows, it must push against the dark soil. Before it becomes strong, it must survive the wind, the weight, and the weather. You are the same. Growth is not a moment. It is a choice you make many times. A choice to rise, a choice to try, a choice to continue. There is another trap that many people fall into: the short term versus the long term. Every day you face choices that give you two paths: the path that feels good now or the path that feels good later. Your brain wants the first path. It wants sweetness, comfort, distraction, pleasure. But your future needs the second path. It needs patience, discipline, focus, and intention. When you choose short-term comfort again and again, you slowly build a life that feels empty. But when you choose long-term meaning, even in small ways, your life becomes deeper, stronger. Imagine two versions of you. One chooses short-term feelings. One chooses long-term growth. At the beginning, the difference is small. You may not even notice it, but after a year, the difference becomes bigger. And after 10 years, the two versions are living in completely different worlds. One feels lost, one feels proud, one is stuck, one is rising. One wonders what happened, one knows exactly why life changed, and it all began with small choices that seemed unimportant. Now let us talk about something even more powerful: identity. Many people think identity is fixed. They think they are shy or lazy or weak or unlucky because they have always been that way. But identity is not something you are born with. Identity is the result of the choices you repeat. If you choose fear many times, you become someone who avoids. If you choose comfort many times, you become someone who hesitates. If you choose excuses many times, you become someone who doubts. But if you choose growth many times, you become someone who learns. If you choose courage many times, you become someone who tries. If you choose intention many times, you become someone who leads their own life. Identity is not a prison. Identity is not a label. Identity is a direction. Every choice you make is a vote for the person you want to become. You do not need to become a whole new person today. You only need to make one new choice. A choice that aligns with your future self instead of your past self. A choice that says you are ready to grow. A choice that shows you have not given up on yourself. But here is the final truth. The most dangerous choice is no choice. When you avoid decisions, when you stay on autopilot, when you follow the same path without thinking, you are still choosing. You are choosing the same life. You are choosing the same limits. You are choosing the same fears. Every day you say later, your future becomes smaller. Every day you say maybe, your dream becomes weaker. Every day you say I will start tomorrow, you teach your brain that tomorrow is always better than today, and nothing changes. So here is the question you need to ask yourself. What do you want your life to become? Not next year, not someday, now. Who do you want to be when the world is quiet and no one is watching? When you look at your life 5 years from now, what do you want to see? A life you designed, or a life you allowed to happen? You are stronger than you think. You are braver than you feel. You are more capable than you believe. The life you want is not far away. It is one choice away. One moment where you say, I choose growth. One moment where you say, I choose responsibility. One moment where you say, I choose courage. This is the moment that changes everything. And now, let me leave you with a gentle ending. A quiet space to breathe. A small pause after a long journey of truth. Life is not a straight line. It is a path that bends, breaks, heals, and opens again. You will not make perfect choices every day. You will not always feel strong or brave or ready, and that is okay. What matters is that you keep choosing to return to yourself, to your dreams, to your growth. What matters is that you remember that even in your hardest moments, you still have the power to choose who you become. So take a soft breath, let your shoulders relax. And know this, you are allowed to start again. You are allowed to grow slowly. You are allowed to change your story. And every small choice you make with love and intention will guide you toward a life that feels true, peaceful, and deeply yours. Your future is waiting, and it begins with a choice you make today.